Hey everybody, I'm here today to answer the simple question of how often should you aerate your lawn for better grass? And I'll be giving you an honest answer. So without further ado, let's get right into this specific video. As you can see here, I have a manual aerator, and I recently got this manual aerator, and I am currently in the process of aerating my lawn. So I figured that I would give you an answer to this simple question, okay? Now, I'm not a professional, and obviously my lawn can be in much better shape. I've just aerated this area over here, that's why it looks like that. But obviously my lawn can be in much better shape. But I'll tell you what I think I would do if I did it, the way that I, think is the proper way. And that would be to aerate once a year. That's my opinion. Now, like I said, I'm not a professional, so take this with a grain of salt. But, take this information with a grain of salt and just do your own research as well, and figure out what, for your specific lawn, what you think will work. But I think once a year is a good number. When you aerate your lawn, you are giving it, healthy conditions to thrive in, to do well in, to end up being, greener grass, lusher grass, thicker grass, and so on and so forth. So just my rule of thumb is once a year is probably a good idea. Now, I've also read that, you can do something a little bit less frequent, like once every 2 years or once every 3 years. But the thing is, it's hard to keep track of what years you did and did not do it, right? So, if you're going to do it once every second year, maybe you want to consider doing it once a year because it's just easier to track, okay? And when you aerate your lawn, you're going to end up, making these little holes in your lawn, and you're going to get these little plugs over here, these aeration plugs, and that's what's going to come out. And essentially, like I said, you're going to give your lawn the best conditions to do well in the long run, and you have to obviously judge where you live, and the soil conditions and the weather conditions and the lawn conditions around wherever you live. But yeah, my general rule of thumb, my train of thought is once a year. Now, have I aerated my own lawn once every year? No, absolutely not. Before this, someone would come with a machine, and if, every once in a while, every few years, I would say yes to the person, whether they're going door to door, or whether it was through a service that we had at the time. But what I did was I got this manual aerator, and now I plan on doing it every year myself, because the whole process will probably take maybe a couple of hours. I'd say maybe an hour to 1 to 2 hours to do the front and the back lawn completely. And essentially, hopefully now that I got this, I can end up doing it. Once a year. But it's a simple thing, a simple answer. Once a year, I think, is a good rule of thumb. But obviously, you have to use your soil conditions and your weather conditions and where you live, and all those conditions have to come into play when you make your decision. But my train of thought is very simple. Once a year is a number that is easy to remember. It's easy to work with. You're going to be doing certain things for your lawn at the beginning of the year, and at the beginning of the lawn growing season. So, if you can incorporate an aeration into that part, and okay, at the beginning of the year, I'm going to aerate every year, it's just easy to track, and hopefully it works well for you. But like I said, you got to do your own research and figure out what works for you. But that's just my answer. That's what I plan on doing from here on out, now that I got this nice little tool. And yeah, hopefully you can make a decision that works for you. And that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Other than that, I've got nothing else for you. So with nothing else, we are going to roll the outro. So without further ado, here is the outro for this specific video. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.